Is this the best 6-channel amp that nobody ever talks about? Only one way to find out, so let's get to it.
Yeah, I just want to be the greatest.
All right, let's open her up and see what we have here. So this one is used, so it's a little bit dirty. We clean it up a little bit. It's in pretty mint shape outside of a few dirt spots. Let's kind of look around it and check out the features, but before we do that, let's show you how small this amp actually is. 6-channel amp, and you're roughly like 4 of my hand widths across, so it's a pretty small amp for a 6-channel amp. 15 inches from foot to foot, edge of foot. 6 inches wide and 2 inches tall. You can see here, this is your power and ground. Then all your channels here, channels 1 through 4 on this side, channel 5 and 6 on this side. You got a power and protect light. On the other side, you have all your RCA inputs, your remote on. You have a crossover and gain for channels 1 and 2, crossover and gain for channel 3 and 4, and the same for channel 5 and 6. You do get a high pass, full range, and low pass filter on all of these, although on this one you only get a 80 hertz low pass filter, 250 hertz, or a full range on the 5 and 6 channels. This amp is staggered power. We'll look in the manual and we'll see exactly how much power you get. But all right, we are going to start off with the 4 ohm stereo test on the front channels. So 1 through 4, we are rated 110 watts, so that's what we're looking for. 139 watts at 14.4 volts, pulling 37 amps. Now, one thing I want to mention is you see that we're negative 7 amps, so really it's about 45 amps, 44 amps, somewhere in that range, so keep that in mind. Now we'll go on to channels 5 and 6 at 4 ohms, where we are rated 200 watts. All right, we're going to run the 4 ohm stereo test on the rear channels. We are looking for 200 watts. This is a 1 kilohertz track and all channels are driven. $242 watts, pulling 21 amps at 14.5 volts. I do want to mention a few things. The 1 kilohertz whine that you hear is common in a lot of amps, even some higher end amps. Secondarily, the conductor is giving me some issues, so we're not getting true amperage ratings going forward in this test, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to test channels 1 through 4 at 2 ohm stereo. We are rated 160 watts by 4, so we're looking for 160 watts or more on this run. $217 watts at 14.5 volts. All right, now we're testing channel 5 and 6 at 2 ohm stereo. We're looking for 320 watts. This is, again, a 1 kilohertz track. $377 watts, pulling 40 amps at 14.4 volts. Now we're going to try the front channels bridged. I've got channel 1 and 2 bridged. We're looking for 320 watts. That's what it's rated at 4 ohm mono on the front channels. All channels, again, are driven. This will be a 1 kilohertz track. So let's see how much power we get. $413 watts at 14.3 volts. All right, now we're going to run the rear channels 5 and 6 bridged at 4 ohm mono. We're looking for 640 watts. $723 watts at 14.8 volts. Alright, now we're going on to the listening test. I've got the B2 front channels hooked up to the Hi-Q 4-ohm stereo, so a little over 100 watts, and I've already listened to a few tracks. I can tell you it definitely pushes them very easily. So let's play a few tracks and see what you guys think about it.
Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the weather, ice covered in cross out the ones who hear my cries and watch me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Alright, so final thoughts. Well, I mean, I don't have any complaints about this B2 Rage 1200.6 outside of the fact that I think it is discontinued and I could not find it for sale anywhere. So if you guys find new stock of this for sale, please leave it in the comments below so other people can find it if they want to buy it. I believe the price on this was around $500-600 new. So if you do find one of these used, can I recommend it? Absolutely. It exceeded every one of its power ratings. It is a staggered power amp. It has a whole gang of power. It is super small. Look how small this 6-channel is for how much power you get. And I think it sounds pretty dang good. I mean, I have no complaints about the sound. And I would use this in a SQ type setup because I think it's pretty solid. And it is a ton of power if I haven't mentioned that before. So with that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy these type of videos. And if you want to see more nonsense like this, make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell, and I hope to catch every single one of you on the next video. A big shout out to all my supporters, but a special shout out goes to the 6-star or more members: El Fuego Audio, Baba, Cornut, Scott McCord, David Kozlek, Scott Dielbeck, Dennis Cromwell Jr., Boxboy Audio Sound Solutions, Travis McLennan, William Berg, 2001 Monolithic, Joaquin Juarez, Old School Stereo, Living Loud with Andy, Thomas Marshall, Kevin Lautner, D. Stewart, Jesus Tires, and Bobby Burkett. You can join the team for as little as $2 a month, get your name in the credits for as little as $3 a month, and for as little as $6 a month, you can get your name read aloud. Join me at patreon.com/HiFiVega.